So what do you do when the frill is gone? You make lemonade out of lemons, of course, and you want to know how I did that today? Then please stay tuned. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy Sunday. As you can tell by the title, this is my So Maxi for Mother's Day reveal. I am very excited about it, but first let me drop in this quick clip so we can pick our $50 Destashify giveaway winner.
All right, we are going to go ahead and drop in our URL from the video there, and we want to filter duplicate comments, and we're going to get the YouTube comments. It says we have 45 unique comments, so let's scroll down. Oops, almost went down too far, and let's pick our winner. All right, congratulations. Oh, Hot Patterns. Okay, that is not our winner, so we're going to go ahead and pick another winner. Juanita, you didn't use the words Destashify, so we will pick another winner. All right. Okay, that's my comment. Oh, so weird. All right, here we go. One more time. Sharon DeBrocco, sorry if I am pronouncing that incorrectly. Sharon, make sure that you please go ahead and email me and we can get you your gift card.
Well, congratulations. And of course, because I record on different times, I'll pop up here on the screen once again who has won. Congratulations, congratulations. Make sure that you reach out to me within 48 hours. So today is Sunday, Mother's Day, May 9th. Make sure that you reach out to me by the 11th, and if not, I will choose another winner. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. I do want to say, as I say every year, if you follow me over on Instagram, I want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day, but also send my well wishes and prayers to those who might be struggling with today on different levels for many different reasons. Either your mom, grandmom is no longer here, or that mother figure in your life is no longer here, or perhaps you are a mom in waiting, either through foster care, adoption, or otherwise. And so my prayers for all of you today who celebrate Mother's Day, my thoughts and prayers are with you on today. So again, thank you everybody so much for tuning in today. We are going to jump right into it. This is one that I was so excited about. As you can tell, I have my hat on. You'll see pictures because the day I'm recording this, I also took pictures and all that other good stuff. So I thought I'll just leave this on because the look is just way too cute. So anyway, so yeah, let's jump into it. This is my reveal for the So Maxi for Mother's Day challenge. And okay, technically the day you're seeing this is Mother's Day, but you do have until Monday. What is today? Let me make sure I got my days right. I believe you have until May 9th, which is a Monday. Today, the day that you're seeing this is actually May 8th, Sunday, May 8th. And so you have until May 9th to submit your make, and make sure that you are following. This was hosted by Crumpets Tea and Sewing Tea, and also from Crystal from Crystal Sews and Stuff. Obviously you probably follow them here already on YouTube, but also follow them on Instagram, and make sure you use the hashtag So Maxi for Mother's Day. It was a pleasure once again to participate in the challenge, one of my favorites to participate in every year, because I love dresses, so that's like easy, and I love skirts as well, so easy for me to participate in that. And it's always usually right after BHM Pattern Designer, so it's like right there in my memory. So Thank you again, T and Crystal, for asking me to be an ambassador this year. I greatly appreciate it, along with all the other ladies. The prizes and everything, the sponsors were absolutely fabulous. And so, yeah, make sure that you are following the hashtag so you can at least see what everybody had did and how they participated in this year's challenge. So let me jump into my patterns. So you all know I had shared a video with different options for Sew Maxi for Mother's Day. I'll go ahead and pop that link up here, because obviously those are different garments that you can make throughout the year. They were that video was dedicated specifically to the sewing challenge, but again, you can sew these up any time of the year, and there's quite a few that I do want to sew up as well. Other patterns, I should say, as well. And so this one is the one I chose, is the Rebecca Page Patterns Frill Dress and Top. So let me just start out by saying, full disclosure, for those who don't know, who are new to the channel, welcome. To those who are new to the channel, consider subscribing on your way out, and don't forget to thumbs up this video. It helps with the algorithm so other people see the content. And welcome back to those who continue to tune in. I am a brand ambassador for Rebecca Page Patterns. So real briefly, all that is usually I have access to all of the either upcoming patterns that's coming out, or the catalog of patterns that's already available on Rebecca Page Pattern website. For those who have been following me for any length of time, you all know I've always talked about Rebecca Page Patterns as great patterns, because they're not only are they size inclusive, but actually they were already, in my opinion, size inclusive, because they went up to a 5XL that covered a very large bust, waist, and hip size. But now Rebecca Page is coming out with her curvy range, so that means she's re-releasing. The block has changed slightly, the pattern block and different things of that nature, which is awesome. But I have a complete playlist from over the probably past 3 years of me sewing Rebecca Page patterns, and I just recently became an ambassador in the last year, but I've always sewn the patterns from Rebecca Page. So if you are interested in Rebecca Page patterns, you want to see a catalog of the different things that I have made, you can definitely go to that playlist. I will leave it up here in the iCards. Out of everything, I don't know how many things I've sewn from Rebecca Page, has been quite a bit, but there was only one pattern that did not work for me, and I believe it was called the Brielle. That one did not work for me, and you'll see the review of that and the reason why. I think I made that one maybe 3 years ago. I still wouldn't make it. It's been 3 years. I would not make that pattern again. And so here is the review, and I say that because, yeah, there was an issue with this pattern, so I'm gonna get into it. The Frill Dress and Top. This dress is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And for me, it was the frills on the dress. And this particular dress does have an option to add the modesty panel if you're not comfortable with the deep V. And so for me, I wouldn't do the deep V. That's just not my thing. So I was doing this dress with the modesty panel, but the frills, everything, absolutely love it. The size that the Frill Dress and Top comes in now is a size up to a 5XL. So you are starting with a extra small, which starts at a 31-inch bust, and it goes up to a 5XL, which is a 54-inch bust. And the 5XL goes up to a 50-inch waist and also a 57 hip. So that's what I mean by it was always size inclusive, in my opinion, but with the new block that's coming out, you will see a variation in these sizes and size range. So for me, I am about a 44, 45 now in my bust, full bust, 38, about 30, really 37 in my waist, and a 47 in my hips. So I decided to go with the size XXL, which is a 45 bust, a 38 waist, and a 48 hip. And so the bust size is based on a C cup per the pattern. So you may or may not, that may take your bust size, your high bust, your full bust, and you can measure between the two, get that measurement difference to know if you need to do a full bust adjustment on there, or for some you might need to do a small bust adjustment perhaps. But at any rate, for me, you all know I tend to when I don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of doing a full bust adjustment on the pattern, I would tend to grade between sizes, and for me that has worked. For you it may not. You might have to play around with it, do a muslin and all of that to figure out how that might work for you. There are tips in Rebecca Page Patterns on doing muslins for all of her patterns. She typically has this in her patterns, so you're not making the whole garment. She'll suggest just cut out these pieces, measure, and try the fit on and see how it works for you. And this is also based on for a height of 5'6". I am 5'7", so, and usually depending on the length of the way the pattern was drafted, I may or may not have to lengthen things. You know, for some patterns like the one I just did, I did have to lengthen by 4 inches. This one I just did not have to worry about lengthening based on the length of the skirt piece for this particular garment. It does call for a 14-inch invisible zipper. This pattern, I would say, is labeled as a advanced beginner, and I would say advanced beginner is pretty accurate, if not more intermediate, just because of the frills, but I'll talk about that momentarily. One of the things I do want to point out, it is a lot of pattern pieces. It's 13 pattern pieces. Definitely one of these that you're not, you know, it's not quick fix. But for me, you all know, as part of the sewing journey, and for those who are on the sewing journey, I encourage you to continue to push yourself. I don't mind a good challenge. For me, the frills, I was like, oh, I'm all about that. Let's do it. I've never done a frill, a dress with so many layers of frills in it. So I was all for it. Particular style and everything, I was all for it. Does not intimidate me at all. And so there were 13 pattern pieces, but for the frills, because you had the frills on both sides, you have to cut the longer frills 6 times and then the separators of the frills 4 times. So the fabric that you'll need, for me, this is actually fabric. I will say this fabric was gifted to me from Minerva as a Minerva brand ambassador. I will leave a link to the blog post where I talk more about the fabric and give a little bit more on more pictures and more descriptives on the pattern as well, but you can go check that out. Feel free to follow me over on Minerva as well, but so I'll have a separate blog post up over there. But the fabric came from Minerva. It's a viscose, absolutely gorgeous, and I ordered 4 yards of this from Minerva and absolutely love it. I will say, well, I'll get into the fabric a little bit later. Easy to sew, got it in, wash it on cool, lightly dried, it was good to go. So the thing about this pattern is it is fully lined in the bodice, which is awesome. So you are cutting out your main fabric piece. For me, I decided to cut out the lining piece in the same fabric, so it's the same fabric for the lining as well as the main fabric on the outside and inside. So that is what I did. So I have gone through all of the particulars on this pattern, and the frill is gone. What do I mean? There is no frill. Let me tell you what happened. And I did, in full disclosure, post this as a brand ambassador. We have a separate private group that we're in, and I did post my thoughts and just some suggestions for this pattern, because this, when I tell you this pattern is absolutely gorgeous. Here are my frills. I'm just going to show them to you. So when I say you have 6 you cut out, this is just one side. So if this was on, let me try to see if I can put this on me. So if this was on me, as you can tell, there's the 3 layers of frill, 1, 2, 3, and in between each frill there's a separator right there. You can see that separate, oops, let me get this one. So you do have the separator, so you see that. And then this is where you will have the modesty panel and all of that. So the frill is gone. And what do I mean by that, you guys? And I'm bummed because this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. Granted, a majority of the fabric that I needed to use was for the skirt pieces and not for the bodice. The bodice maybe took 1.25 yards, even with the frills, because the rest of the pieces are, because it's a princess cut, you know, you have the princess cut seams and everything, you know, you don't have a lot of pieces for that. But again, I use all the same fabric for lining. So, but anyway, so bummed. So, oh, I don't know what to do with these frills. If y'all have any suggestions, definitely let me know. But at any rate, it takes time. This is, again, not one of those patterns that, oh, I'm just gonna sew this up in a day. I mean, I guess if you're ambitious and everything, you can. But I worked on this bodice for 2.5 days. So for each day, it was about literally 4 hours. And then, you know, a couple hours the last day. By the time I calculate all the time out, I was done. I threw it to the side and I said, I cannot. Because the instructions, you take them bit by bit, as with any pattern. And again, I don't mind a good challenge or something a little bit more involved. That's not the point today. The point is, when I'm getting to certain parts of the frill and putting it, when it got to the instructions on attaching the frill to the bodice pieces, I was like, what the heck? I did not get it. It took me a couple times to figure out how to stack the frills and the frill separators together. I had to go through some unpicking there a couple times, but then I was like, oh, okay, I got it. And so that was fine. Once I got all of the frills and the frill separators together, I was good. Then you have to attach those to the bodice pieces. That's where it just all fell apart, like, completely. And I just said, no, I can't. Because one of the things, at least with this particular pattern, and some pattern companies do this, the color, if they're taking pictures to include in the pattern so you can see what they're doing, they use the wrong color. It's like, I can't tell what you're doing. I can't tell what's the right side, what's the wrong side. And it makes it so confusing. You have to reread the instructions, and if you're trying to look at the pictures, it may or may not make sense or whatever. So it's like, so the lining pieces in here is a one color, all like a cream color, and then the main fabric is another color, but you can't tell the right from the wrong side of either of those colors, right? And then when it goes into, if you want to do the tie in the back, it's a whole nother fabric color. So and then it just, that's where it went downhill for me. I tried on several occasions to attach the bodice pieces per the instructions. It just was not, it was just not happening. It was not clicking. I didn't understand what the instructions were saying. I surely didn't understand the pictures, because the pictures, you couldn't tell what was the wrong or right side of the fabric or anything like that. It just was too confusing. So I said, okay, the frill is gone. We are just going to do the skirt. And so I used the skirt pieces to create a maxi skirt, which, like I said, a majority of the fabric is used in the skirt anyway. So that was fine. But I really, really wanted the whole look. I want, because, you know, I was the hat. I still got good pictures. Y'all gonna see these videos and the pictures pop up here in a moment. But, you know, I went ahead and threw my belt on and everything like that. But here is the skirt. I wanted to share with you, since I did, and not to, you know, totally be totally discouraged that it didn't, you know, I couldn't figure that part out with the instructions. I decided just to spend, now a skirt like this, maxi skirt, you can do it under an hour. But because I knew, you know, beautiful skirt, absolutely gorgeous fabric, I decided to take my time with the skirt and French seam the entire skirt. So that's what I did. So all of the seams, with the skirt piece of this particular pattern, you have a center front, and then you have the side front pieces, and then you have 2 back pieces and the side back pieces. So you got panels to give it a nice amount of swish. And I just wanted to show this to you. And so I French seam everything on the inside, so completely clean. And then I use the front waistband piece, because there's a waistband piece. Now there is more of a panel that you see, but I just folded it over to make it into a waistband, and I used 2 of the pieces for the back waistband. I attached 3, because there's 4 back waistband pieces. I attached 3, and I attached those 3 to the 1 front waistband piece, and then I just attached it to the skirt, folded it over, I have 1-inch elastic that I have, and I just put it in there. But instead of just, you know, having the elastic, run the elastic all the way through, I ran you can see that I ran a couple rows of stitching all around the skirt to give it, you know, so you just don't have elastic just swimming around in there, but it gives it a much beautiful look. Of course, I've added my label in the back, and you can get these on my website. Of course, those are still available. And then, so far as hemming the skirt, I took my time, and this was a long hem. I took my time and did a narrow hem all the way around, folded it under twice, so completely clean on the inside. And even with the inside of the, if you can tell, inside of the skirt, also just completely clean all around, all on the inside of the skirt. And so yeah, that's what I end up doing. When the frill is gone, you got to make lemonade out of lemons. And so this worked out beautifully. I still think the look came together wonderfully. I was always planning to wear the jewelry. This is jewelry I've had forever in my stash, but I did order this hat because I wanted a sun hat, you know, that kind of, you know, that Mother's Day vibe, or sunshine and vibes, and you're out and about, that type thing, brunch. So yeah, that's what the whole look I was going for. Even though I was not able to do the dress as intended, I still was able to do a maxi skirt, the skirt part of the dress, and just make it just a skirt, a standalone skirt, which is fine. This is one of the advantages. This top is a top I made. This is a this is a Kalela Ali pattern. I cannot remember. I made this top last year, and this is one of the many benefits of sewing in your colors, because I already had this top, and look how beautiful, you'll see in the pictures and video how beautiful it went with this skirt. And then I just paired it with, I think I've shared with you before, this belt. I'll link to the hat and the belt in it's in my Amazon store, but yeah, and I just paired it with the belt, and it just worked out. It still worked out beautifully. Even I'm still happy with the final outcome, even if I wasn't able to do the dress. But one of the recommendations I do have, that I've put in the group that I'm in, is that someone does a sew along for this, and or switch the pictures to describe things a little bit better than they are, or a combination of both, because the bodice is very involved. The skirt, not so much. When you're just attaching the skirt to the bodice, that's not, you know, huge deal. But the frills, and because there's so many frills in there, how you attach it to the other bodice pieces and all of that different stuff, I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. And I love a good challenge, but this one was okay. Yeah, no more brain space for this. And I literally, the frill was gone. And so but I'm not sure what to do with this now. I don't know if maybe I don't know, do I get creative and try to attach it to something else? Y'all let me know. Sorry about that, my camera cut off. But let me know what you think. If I, you know, just the frill part, do I attach that to something else? I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea. But I'm not gonna get rid of that because that took some time. I did take my time in putting all those frills together because you do have to, I didn't have enough fabric to double line this, so you couldn't see the underneath, but the way the frill falls and everything, I wasn't worried about the wrong side showing anyway. But because it drapes nicely, but you do, for each frill, you are doing the narrow hem on all of them, and that's a lot. And then you have to gather it and all of that, so you do take your time with that piece. Bummed that it didn't work out, but happy with the final outcome nonetheless. So let me know if you did participate in the Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge. Definitely maybe link your Instagram or whatever down below. Make sure you tag T and Crystal over on Instagram and use the hashtag Sew Maxi for Mother's Day so your entry counts. And yeah, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. Wednesday's video, I can't remember what it's going to be. I didn't bring up my notes, so just make sure, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Don't forget to thumbs up this video on your way out. That helps me more than you know. And we will see you on Wednesday. Bye.